Do you roll your wrists? We're going to be talking about exactly what this is and how it affects your golf swing. I'm Stephen Roger, a golf coach with a promise. Better golf made simple. Now let's get something straight. You don't roll your wrists. You're not rolling your wrists at all. In fact, you're actually rotating your forearms. So rolling a wrist actually means rotating our forearms. How does it affect our golf shots though? When we rotate our forearms, the club face points more to the right. Now before you go changing this, that might not be a bad thing. So for example, if you're a player who struggles with a left miss or hits severe hooks, you might actually find that more rotation in your forearms actually helps you because it gets that club face more open. And the key point about this is that when you get the club face more open, it points more to the right. And where the club face points determines where the golf ball will start. So if the club face points more to the right, the ball will start right. If the club face points more to the left, the ball will typically start left. It's so important to understand that when we make any technical adjustments, they have to relate to your ball flight. We don't just make changes for the sake of it. What's the point? Now, if you're a player who struggles with a right miss, you might find that rotating your forearms too early is actually causing the club face to point more right. And that is causing that horrible right miss we don't like. If you're unsure, really key visual to check the amount of rotation you've got, look for this left glove hand. And I want you to focus on the latch on the glove here on the left side. Now, when I start my backswing, look at where this left hand glove points, the latch here. So if I start it like so, and you can see that left hand latch is still pointing to the left, we haven't had much rotation in our forearms. If I start the backswing and this left hand latch immediately points much more in front or more to the right, that tells us we have actually had quite a significant amount of rotation in our forearms. So if this is something that's affecting your game, here's 2 drills to reduce forearm rotation and minimize that rolling of the wrists. So number 1, super simple. We've got a glove in our left hand and we're going to use the latch on this glove as a focal point. So I want you to imagine that as you're starting your backswing, you're going to keep that latch on the glove pointing left towards the target as long as you can. Now I would start off doing this in front of a mirror. Get some visual feedback. So you're watching the mirror, you're making some reps, and you're actually checking and seeing immediate feedback on how well you're doing this. Are you seeing that latch in the left hand pointing out towards the mirror, or is it staying to the left? I would then progress this. So I would do it without a mirror, try and retain those same feels. Are you able to do it without looking at that mirror and not getting that immediate feedback? Then take it into a full swing. Can we do that in a full swing? Then put a golf ball down. Can we hit some shots with it? Start off slow, build up the swing length. It's really helpful to break down a new skill we're trying to learn into smaller, more manageable pieces and gradually ramp that up. For drill number 2, I've got a miniature football. Now we're going to place this between our hands. Both of our palms are facing towards each other. Now this is going to get us a great visual for how our forearms rotate during our golf swing. Now if we rotate our forearms or roll our wrists, then we're going to see that our left hand moves over the top of our right hand. Our right hand moves underneath. So that's us rolling our wrists, rotating our forearms. Now the opposite to that would be if we can get the right hand to work above the left hand. So that is us rotating our forearms the opposite way. Your goal, if you want to reduce the amount of forearm rotation you've got in your backswing, then try and anti-rotate, try and rotate the opposite way. Get your right palm above your left palm in that takeaway. Now we're just going to take that same feeling and move it into a golf club. So stage 1 is do it with a football. Stage 2, we put a golf club in there. And I want you to feel that your right hand is above your left hand as you bring that club away. Now, really good way to check if you're doing this right is to check the club face. So as you're doing this, if we rotate our forearms too much, we'll see the toe of the club point straight up and the club face is pointing straight out to the right here. That is excessive forearm rotation. If we get that club face pointed straight down, that is the opposite. That's almost excessive anti-rotation. I'd suggest practicing this just on the takeaway, watching that club face and can you get it pointed down on the ground. And then I would take that same feeling, looking down at the ball, not looking at the club face. Can we Do the same thing up to a full backswing. Can we have that same feeling? We should see the club face a lot more closed at the top, and we should see those balls go much more to the left. Remember, when you're learning a new movement and you're trying to make a change, break it down into little chunks. Do a little bit and slowly build it up and ramp it up. And remember, rolling your wrists might not be a bad thing. It all depends on where you hit the ball and your performance. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. I'd love to help you play even better golf. Hit the link in the description of this video to access my free guide to taking 10 shots off your scores without hitting any balls in 5 simple steps. And please subscribe to the channel. If you've got any questions, comment below, and have an incredible day. Happy golfing.